from Valentine's Day. Yeah, whatever your plans are this weekend. I saw somewhere, well, it was yesterday actually, 40% of Americans said they're not going to like purchase, celebrate, go out to dinner, cards, anything for Valentine's Day. It's just right now it's a money-saving type of thing, you know? They've got bills to pay. Some people have been furloughed for the year, whatnot. I
mean, your heart has to go out to people that just been devastated by this crap. You know, I mean, especially if you've been furloughed, if for whatever industry you work in, have decided that you weren't essential, you're trying to get by on unemployment, and this, politicians that could care less if you have money or not. They just want to be in power. It's sickening, right?
Well,
I mean, I can't believe this, everything that goes on, and they just don't care. They don't care one bit.
Yeah, it can get frustrating at times, especially when you hear other people's stories. You know, they're talking about some people out there in businesses like major corporations like shutting down in Chicago area and everything else. But
right. I mean, I think the Congress is in the middle of something right now. I'm not quite sure what it is.
You know,
but they're not. I know it's nothing about passing any sort of relief bill, if you will.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man. Anyway,
the problem right now though is with when you have cold like this in inches upon inches of snow that is no sight to melt. That's when you're going to compound any type of depression that you may have, anxiety of what we've been dealing with now for 11 months. Now you're combining that with seasonal affective disorder.
Yeah.
And those are both real things. I mean, the amount of depression coming out of this COVID, this 11 months, is unprecedented. And I don't mean that tongue in cheek to be like, these are unprecedented times. It really is. And then it didn't take a genius. What was it that I read to you the other day that it was like school psychologists are saying that kids are depressed more than ever.
Shock.
Yeah. They don't get to see their friends. They've had sports taken away from them.
You know, I was thinking about that the other day, and I know you were a teacher, so I'll exclude you from this list.
Okay.
And if Eddie's listening, or if David Murr's out there listening, anybody that went to West Waterloo High School, did you have a list of teachers when you through your lifetime, when you were a kid, that as an adult you look back and you say to yourself, how the hell were they allowed to teach children?
You know, I don't have a list. How's that? I can say a few, but I think, like you said, going through being a teacher, I think at the time, being a snot-nosed 16-year-old who thought he was like cooler than Holden Caulfield, I think I thought that about a lot of teachers. And then as I got older, I realized that they didn't have to cater their teaching style to me.
No, and I'm not saying that. I'm saying as an adult, you look back and you think, like, I can think back, like, I think I really liked the majority of my teachers, especially in high school.
Yeah.
You know, I had like a journalism teacher. Miss Holub was great. Miss Berg was an English teacher. She was great. Mr. Lord was in our history department. He was pretty good. We had a guy junior year. I can't think of his name, but he was pretty solid too. You know, most of our gym teachers were pretty solid dudes.
The math teacher was always goofy to me.
Oh,
math was always goofy.
We had one math teacher who his life didn't turn out so good.
So those were always the goofy ones. And by the way, that's a word to the wise for anybody out there. If they're ever, you know, let's say they are going down the path of becoming a teacher, or they are currently like a guest teacher, they're going to sign up to become a guest teacher. The one job, and you have a lot more. It used to be you got called at like 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Now you can kind of go to the website and pick and choose. The word to the wise is never pick and choose the math teachers to be a substitute for.
Okay.
Because they actually want you to teach the lesson plan, and if you don't know,
math,
you don't know math, you're just.
Did you ever have like a teacher that was mean?
I had one that I did not care for.
Right.
And I've told the story before, and I still don't understand why, but it's one of those things. I've never been a huge St. Patrick's Day guy.
Right.
And also, it added a little bit more that
Oh, did you get pinched for not
She
wearing
told
green?
me she was going to pinch me. And I was like, do not pinch me. And she's like, I'm going to pinch you. And I was like, seriously, don't pinch me. And she got mad at me when I was like, don't touch me. And then after that, we never had a good relationship again.
We had a teacher, and I'm pretty sure she's dead, so I can say her name. Miss Conklin.
Mm-hmm.
Norma Jean Conklin. And Norma Jean, she was an older lady, comparatively speaking, would not allow male students to wear hats in her classroom.
Okay.
So, obviously, we're baseball, whatever time of the year, if you had her class. I mean, just, you came into her class, you had to take off your hat.
Okay.
And she just made the biggest deal about it. Like, a gentleman doesn't wear a hat indoors.
Okay, you take your
And
hat
it was
off.
just over
Kind of like
the
how you take your hat off the
top.
table. Yeah.
And she was just such a cranky old broad. Like, she was just mean.
I don't know what the school rules are now for hats.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Would that crap go over now?
What, a gentleman?
Yeah.
I don't think you. I just think if the school rule is they don't have a hat. So like all the way.
We
to,
didn't. Our dress code didn't say you couldn't wear a hat, but it was
neither
her.
did ours until 1992. So if the way you're looking at me right now is seriously the way I dressed every day my sophomore year, probably, and a little bit. Not so much my freshman year,
You
but my
dressed
sophomore
like this for the last 30 years.
Pretty much.
Well, at least you didn't have to buy clothes.
Yeah, maybe even in my junior year. I don't know. But I think by my senior year, you couldn't wear a hat anymore. And that was only because of the fear of gangs. Wear your hat if it was off to the side, if it was whatever else. You know, at that point, rap music was becoming more and more progressive and everything else.
A lot of gangs in Bettendorf.
I know.
Be careful.
Do you know how many times I've heard the story that the gang initiation was going to shoot the homecoming queen at halftime at Brady Street Stadium? I heard that story at like every year.
That's like the one where somebody had to go to the hospital for something weird that's in every.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
If you see a car that doesn't have its lights on, don't flash your brights at it because they're waiting for that sign to follow you and shoot you because that's a gang initiation. There was all kinds of. I mean, there are gangs here. There's no doubt about it. But not
in 1992. I don't know.
Not enough.
I don't think it was that.
Not enough to make me no longer wear my Pittsburgh Pirates hat anymore. Backwards, which I did wear.
You had a Pirates hat?
I did have a Pirates hat. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, because it was black and gold.
Okay.
You know.
See, I can see that.
Yeah, because your baseball hat you wore forwards, my Pittsburgh one. So yes. By the way, I've been dressing like this.
30 years.
30 years, jeez.
Ladies,
Yeah.
if you're out there in Facebook land, drink it in.
Yeah, what were we talking about?
He's looked this good for 30 years.
Remember
He hasn't aged a day.
Remember yesterday, Maddie was talking about how the big thing on like social media is Gen, whatever, they're making fun of Gen Xers about how they part their hair on the side and they wear skinny jeans and it's out or whatever else. And Maddie said she's going to start working it. And then I was like, we started talking about different boot cut jeans and everything else. Yeah. And I was like, man, I've been wearing these jeans, and it was just Oz. You've
been wearing straight leg relaxed fit.
I've been wearing relaxed fit from Old Navy for Lord knows when. Still been wearing a 3230 since that long as well.
3230s, huh?
Still to this day,
rocking them since 1992.
When I was 16, though, that's when hey, by the way, they had to come off of your hips a little bit, like they are right now.
Oh.
They don't have a belt on.
Oh, you had to the undies
so they were a little
bit.
baggier back then. But now, anyway.
God,
and then
I wish I could have the body of that young man from 92 that I had.
Dressing like an ultimate frat boy for his entire life, I guess.
You're lucky man.
Yeah.
God, if I was still shaped like 1992 me, I'd have to get a bodyguard.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, God. That was beautiful. I told Amy this morning, I said, it's tough being this hot.
Yeah.
It really is. She don't buy it, though. As
we circumvent our way into the sports world, NFL is a gift that just keeps on giving because the storylines, kind of like, let's just start from the very beginning. Adam started the week off and asking us about player entitlement whatsoever, and then we find out today J.J. Watt has been released from the Houston Texans after 10 years.
Holy Santa Claus garbage.
That's right.
He expressed a lot of dislike. Did you realize, too, that their president of operations has retired or resigned?
Oh, really?
President of football operations for the Texans resigned yesterday as well.
Ooh.
He said he did not like the direction that the organization was going in.
You're the president of operations.
Apparently, he's not the GM though, or he's not. There's someone over him, I guess.
I guess so. No, I don't blame him for saying the direction it's going. So
he's probably being told by somebody higher than him.
I will pull it up during the commercial break.
Owner.
His video, JJ Watt's video. I'll pull that up during the during the
so
break.
He's an unrestricted free agent then. He's been all out released.
Yeah, he went to them and they mutually agreed to part ways. So does that
Jerry Jones sign this dude for a bottle of water?
You've got the NFL free agent list in front of you for 2021. Where does he fall on that list? At the top is Dak Prescott. Is he 2? 10 years though.
All right, so he's been, let's just say he's 30 something. He's got some years, got a few good years left. I mean, he's JG Watt. I'm the only other defensive end in here. Well, let's just go edge rushers. You have Leonard Williams, Shaq Barrett, Bud Dupree. I mean, I would say he's up there with Shaq Barrett. Maybe not as disruptive as Shaq has been, but you put a guy like him across from like a DeMarcus Ware or across from one of the Bosa kids, or, you know what I'm saying, across from a Chase Young, then all of a sudden you got a two-headed pass rush that you can't control. You know what I'm saying? Who are you gonna block? You better have some really good tackles if that's what's coming at you. He's up there, Jay. I would say he's one of the top. He's top 5.
These are A's. That can't be real.
What?
That can't be real.
What?
Easer A says JJ Watt said he will only go to a team whose fans reach out to him on social media to please come to this team. Blank, whatever. That can't.
All right, hold on, I better reach out to him.
tweet him during the break. Yeah. That and the big things now is I think the Russell Wilson in Seattle's getting legs, even though Seattle's saying that they're not taking any phone calls.
I mean, do you pair JJ up with TJ?
In Pittsburgh? I mean, I'm sure they'd like that, and then they could make more Subway commercials.
Watt sandwich?
Uh-huh.
That'd be sickening.
So,
God, I love the NFL so much. Sometimes.
Yeah?
When there's not stupidity drama going on. But it's fun to speculate about this.
You know,
what's a good fit for this guy?
And they love it on those morning talk shows. That's what I actually had to watch. I just was going to watch highlights of SportsCenter, which I normally don't do. And then they had the Australian Open on, which I was like, all right. I watched maybe about...
Women's or men's?
Men's. I watched maybe about 4 minutes of it. And then I moved over to First Things First.
Shannon Sharp texted about his brother Sterling.
What about him?
Should be in the Hall of Fame.
Really?
Yeah. At the time that he had to retire. Now, I think he passed away, didn't he?
I don't know that.
Could be wrong. I know he had to leave the league because of a weird injury. I thought Sterling might have passed away. I could be wrong. Anyway, if Eric's out there listening. But at the time of his forced retirement due to an injury, he had like 7 straight seasons of setting something that only Jerry Rice had done, of seasons over a certain amount of yards.
Okay.
I would say Sterling Sharp was a Hall of Famer.
Well, that's why we're going to Pro Football Reference his numbers.
I agree with it. I mean, his career got cut short, so let's see how many seasons he played, because I think he only played 8 seasons, maybe. And he would have still had blank amount time under Favre and that cannon of an arm. Because I think he had to retire. Did he even get a win a Super Bowl with Favre? I think he had to retire before that, Jay.
Yeah, no, he didn't. He only had 2 playoff games. So he played from 88 to 94.
88 to 94. So that's...
He never missed a game or a start during that entire time
he
there.
played 7 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So 7 years. What's his stats?
Let me give them for you here. What do you want? Average, like yards total?
Give me total receptions.
595.
595 receptions.
Mm-hmm.
Yards.
8,134.
Touchdowns.
65.
Jesus.
He led the NFL in receiving yards twice. He led receptions twice in 92 and 93. That's when he started his run of All Pro. He led the league in reception yards in 1992 with 1461, and twice led the league in touchdowns scored. 13 and 18. 18 is last year. So
he averaged 85 receptions a year. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He averaged 1,162 yards. And he averaged little over 9 touchdowns a season. It's pretty solid.
Yeah, and there's a Pro Football Reference or a movie over Stathead. They can compare.
And let's just say that he could average. Let's just say he could double that. So let's look at all-time receiving stats.
What do you want?
NFL all-time receiving records. Because I'll pump him up to.
Well, right now I'm trying to look at comparing to other players. That's all.
Oh
my.
What's up, guys? Leah has just walked in the building. Everyone. You got all-time stats or no?
That's the stat head thing is kind of throwing me off here, and this is not good for radio. We can do it off the air and pull everything up because it is 12:18. So we're going to take our first break. Let Bomber get situated. We'll come back. We'll look at Sterling Sharp, and let's continue to talk about whether or not he should be in the Hall of Fame. And I'll look at the comparison. I know it's. I know I've seen the site before. I just know the baseball one's a little bit easier to navigate. We'll do that, and then. I'll wait till the second break to give you a trivia question. So we'll take a break and be right back here. Don't hassle us local ESPN 1170 AM.
Leah, you been checking your oil lately?
Every day.
Every day? What about, you been eating any lunch?
Sometimes. Yeah.
Sometimes? Yeah. No. If you had a microphone, I could hear you more. Do you have any tattoos, Leah?
I have a lot of tattoos.
When you did all these things,
yeah.
Where did you go to find out what to do?
I went to localsloveus.com.
Oh, my God. Did you click on Quad Cities?
Absolutely.
And then what did you do after that?
Well, they find the best fit for you. So then you go to Locals Love Us Guide. What is it? Quad City Edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Beat that. Did you, text Chopper on the side and say, thanks, sexy, for your help?
He blocked me. I was texting him too much.
Oh, way to go, Chops. All right. Those are our friends, Chopper, and everybody that works hard for Locals Love Us. Your guide to the best.
We're streaking. We're going up through the quad to the gymnasium. There's more coming.
Frank, get in the car.
Everybody's doing it.
You like that? You like that?
Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
This is Randall, the QC hot dog guy. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
And now an old classic commercial from Mark Brenny.
I just haven't felt very good. I'm always depressed and I just don't have the energy I used to.
Do you have a wife, maybe a few kids?
Why, yes.
How about a house? Lots of bills to pay.
Uh-huh.
Have you taken a ride on your Suzuki motorcycle lately?
Well, I haven't had a motorcycle in years.
You seem to be suffering from a condition known as cyclist neglectus.
What the heck is that?
Certain elements in one's life that prevents us from owning a motorcycle. Here, I'll write you a prescription, and you must carefully follow the instructions. Get a Suzuki motorcycle, ride it often, and it won't make you drowsy. Might I suggest a new Suzuki 800 or 1400 Intruder from our associate clinic? You know, Rennie's in Bettendorf. Heck, I'd even submit it to Medicare.
Dr. Brenny to ER, Dr. Brenny to ER, staff.
Well, I gotta go. My liver transplant's here. Now, what did I do with that darn liver? Oh, here it is. My silly wife. She packed it in my lunch cooler again.
Check out the new Suzuki motorcycles at Brenny's Motorcycle Clinic and Pharmacy, 4426 State Street, Bettendorf, across from Alcoa. Almost.
I'm Ari Wolf with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Super Bowl MVP Tom Brady is scheduled to have minor surgery on his knee. Brady played most of the season with discomfort in his knee, according to NFL Network's Tom Pelissero. Meanwhile, also according to Pelissero, the Seahawks have been receiving calls regarding the availability of their Super Bowl winning QB, Russell Wilson. Wilson has recently said he's frustrated with getting hit so much. Elsewhere in the NFC West, in a recent interview, soon-to-be Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford revealed he played through multiple injuries to his right thumb, left elbow, ribs, left knee, and right ankle this past season with the Lions. And be sure to tune in to NFL Network for full highlights, analysis, and reaction to the 2021 projected #1 overall pick, Trevor Lawrence's pro day for NFL teams. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Is your prostate waking you up more often than your alarm clock? The fact is, the older you get, the more likely you'll have prostate problems, which can affect your everyday life. That's where Prostate Complete by Real Health comes in. Prostate Complete is the result of 20 years of experience as a leader in men's health. The powerful formula in Prostate Complete supports natural prostate function and reduced urinary urges for a better quality of life. Available at Walmart. Visit prostateoneperday.com for special offers. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
If you're a first-time buyer, finding your first real home can feel like this.
Hot property. Not going to last long. Multiple offers. 30 or fixed. We need earnest money.
But a realtor has the expertise to strip away all the noise and focus on what really matters to you.
You're going to love this place. Great neighborhood. School is walkable. It even has a huge yard so Henry can practice his penalty kicks.
Finding the right place starts with you and a realtor with the expertise to make sure your voice is the only voice that matters. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
We always use drive-through windows for fast food and banking. Now the Quad Cities has drive-through taxes with AmeriFile. Don't let COVID delay your tax refund this year. For the safest way to get your taxes done, use AmeriFile's drive-through tax service in Moline and Davenport. Stay safe in your car. Drop your tax stuff off, and your taxes are prepared contact-free. Go to AmeriFile.com or call AmeriFile 762-8887.
Today, Angola Jr.
So I asked people, what's the kind of sports take where you almost want to say it like NBA players, where you cover your mouth at half court so no one can see what you're talking about when you say the thing you really want to talk about here. It's not slander to point out it's difficult for any one player to carry a basketball team right now. And saying that Steph Curry by himself is not capable of carrying a basketball team to championship heights, I don't think it's a slight. It's just a reality of how difficult it is to find the LeBron James caliber players who can drag a team by himself to a finals.
If you look at the situation, the reality is give him some more time. I agree with you. One player, it's going to be hard to lead a team. Giannis learned that last year. But now I feel like you have to give some time. He finally got Draymond Green back. He's going to get better shooting. And then, yeah, you shouldn't just put the cap on Steph Curry because all that conversation was a straight-up cap.
Shanae and Gola Jr., 306 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
Play your game with the first bet risk-free. Up to $500. Only at Elite Sportsbook. Just sign up for a new Elite Sportsbook account and make your first bet online. If it is graded as a loss, we will match it with a free bet up to $500. Visit EliteSportsbook.com for a list of casino locations and sign up today. You will always be in the game with Elite Sportsbook. For a limited time only. Must be 21. Visit EliteSportsbook.com for terms and conditions. Gambling a problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Your home for the NFL. This is the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Welcome back, everybody. You got Leah Bomb Diggity in the house.
I'm back.
We have to tell everybody, we'll continue our Sterling Sharp talk here in a second, but we have to tell everybody Bomber is going to move on to some other things. He's got to go to Mill Chevrolet there on Elmore, right, Bomber?
That's right.
What are you going to do there?
I'm a BDC specialist. Business Department Communications, I believe it's what it stands for. So I am the middleman between all sales and all service inquiries and things like that. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Full time. So I will be here when I can be here. Like it's either going to be a Tuesday or Wednesday, but it's never going to be consistent. So I'll just show up and be like, hey guys.
Hey, whatever you want to do. Doors always open, seats always there. Well, that's exciting news.
It is. Full benefits for the kiddos. So that's good. And you know, in today's climate, it's hard to find, work, especially in Illinois. That's why I'm going to Iowa. I'm going to join you guys.
You're going to move soon?
I hope so.
Yeah, we hope so too, yeah.
Get out of that.
You can stay at my house.
Okay.
That is exciting stuff, though. And you start on Monday?
Deal. I do. I start on Monday. I have to go take my drug test today.
Better quit taking them drugs.
Yeah.
All those drugs.
You have the cranberry juice and pickle juice and all that other stuff.
Yeah, it'll be all right. I don't have to take anything.
You don't have to worry about it?
I do not have to worry about it.
Perfect.
She's drug and disease free, folks. But you can be the lucky guy to give it to her.
Oh, my goodness.
All right.
You can't catch those through OnlyFans, though, right?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, good. Just checking.
So you looked at the numbers. So
I looked at the numbers. So let's just say if Sterling gets to play 14 full seasons, so it's 7 more seasons, which I find very likely. That means he would have played through the 2001 season.
We got a phone
season.
call.
Okay.
Sorry. You ready?
Yep. Who do we have calling in? This is Don't Ask Us Local.
Hey, you got Adam on the phone. How you guys doing
Hey,
today?
buddy.
What's up, Adam?
Adam.
Friday. Hey, I heard you, Troy, on the radio talking about J.J. Watt going to Pittsburgh. Oh, my God, would that be a dominating?
Dude, the Watt sandwich, dude. That would be
Oh,
a marketing director's wet dream right there.
And I started thinking about it. I think that's a real good possibility, and here's why I say that. They're a tight family knit, and I bet you that J.J. would be willing to negotiate his contract, and so would T.J., get those two to play together before J.J. calls it quits. He's been injury prone for the last couple of years. You don't know what's going to happen next with him. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he's got a couple more years still good in his pocket, but you just never know sometimes, especially with someone who's had injuries like he's had. Then on top of it, heard some stuff on the radio this morning about Matt Nagy and Trubisky not being welcome back next year, talking about parting ways, don't want to have anything to do with each other.
Uh-oh.
You guys heard anything about that?
Well, here's the deal. The thing is, when we had the
Peggy
Kaczynski in, she basically told us that Ryan Pace would not be fired. I think the writing's on the wall for Biscuit.
Well,
is it Nagy's fault? No, I just don't think Biscuit's very good. He didn't progress.
They declined his option all the way back in May.
Yeah. So
I mean, he's
I think
gone.
Nagy probably stays another season, but I mean they're going to go for a quarterback in this draft. Is my thought.
Yeah. It's looking like the guy from BYU, possibly. That's what I've heard.
I just don't think I don't think he falls that far. How about that?
Okay.
That's just my thought, and you'll know more when I get out the .08 mock draft here. But I think that they end up with possibly Justin Fields.
Who? The Bears?
Wow.
Yeah.
How?
I think his draft stock fell when he got housed by Bama. I don't think he goes as high as everybody thinks. Right
As far as Keyshawn Johnson said?
Keyshawn Johnson is smoking something. He better take a drug test to leave.
I think that was before the national championship game.
What did he say?
Is that what he said?
That he said he would take Justin Fields over Trevor Lawrence. I think that's when that soundbite that they keep putting in.
He's the only
ESPN.
one in the country that ever said that.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that.
Adam, since we talked to you last, there has been a lot of wheels turning about the Russell Wilson thing. And
mind blowing. My brain just went to the side of my car when I heard it on the way home. I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" Like, we just talked about that.
Yeah.
I see him going to the front office like Rodgers is going to do and say, "Hey, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, buddy. This is the way it is. If you're not going to help me out, then I'm going to look elsewhere." I just heard.
We live in the time of feelings, though, Adam. You know, everybody.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Freedom of speech doesn't count if you hurt my feelings.
Right.
My feelings got
Word.
hurt. Why did my feelings? Those are my feelings. You trampled on my feelings. You don't do it.
Right, and there's a lot of teams out there that's looking for him. They're putting in actual real requests, draft picks, and they're
that's
they're
the
ready
thing.
to
I mean,
move 'em.
if you're the Bears, you do what it takes to get him. By the way, you get rid of Khalil Mack for Russell Wilson
yeah, they
in a
talked
heartbeat.
about that. Oh yeah, they talked about that.
If Seattle's willing to listen to that, yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you're the Bears, you do this. You give them Khalil Mack and the 20th overall pick. You take Russell Wilson and you run.
Yep, and you got his contract. I don't know what's left on Mac's contract. So there you got a salary cap opening. So you'd be able to bring anyone in you needed to on that old line to try to help out. But
well, you could bring in Trent Williams. Boom, free agent. Possible fit. And with the kind of money they're paying Mac, maybe you can land a Chris Godwin or a Kenny Galladay.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine
you
that?
let Allen Robinson go and you get that. And I think, they still have some weapons. I mean, Tariq Cohen.
Montgomery.
Montgomery's solid. I don't think there's anything wrong with Montgomery. I don't think they need a lot of help at running back. Otherwise, they probably need a little more depth at running back. But
and then you move out really west, and I keep hearing it again. I heard it. I don't remember when I heard it or if I read it, but they're talking about Jimmy G. They're tired of his injury proneness. They're going to go look for a quarterback. The big speculation with that is that they say, okay, are we going to draft a quarterback this year, or do we get Matt Ryan, get rid of him, Jimmy G, and then we still go after Matt Ryan and we get a quarterback as well and have him understudying under Ryan for 3 years maybe.
Yeah, I can see
a really interesting situation coming up.
I could see San Fran taking a gamble at the 43rd pick, taking Trask from Florida.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I mean, Trask is the one out there. I don't have him drafted in the first round, and he's his stock went down a little bit when he kind of had that one bad game. I want to say that was against Bama, but I can't remember exactly what it was.
And then one more thing is, I don't know if you guys caught it yet, but Trevor Lawrence is throwing, and it's all over the gram. And man, he's good. Don't get me wrong, but he's not throwing anything that I'm just like, well, that's lights out. That's number one all over. If anything, one of the throws he threw for like a post where he was scrambling, that wide receiver who went after that ball, he should be drafted number one overall. He laid out for that thing to make him look good. I just, I always have a little hesitation with these quarterbacks coming in and being drafted so high. I mean, you look at Sam Darnold, you look at all these other guys, I think there's something to say about developing them like they used to. But then again, you get the outliers like Deshaun Watson, who just comes out and just destroys everything that I just preached. So
I think Trevor Lawrence is a generational talent. I mean, I think it's very rare do you see a kid as a freshman in college achieve what he did. Now, granted, he didn't quite win it again, but he got back to the promised land. He led his team. He's special, man. He really is. I don't have a problem saying it. I mean, it's just Bama and some of these other schools are just that damn good. I mean, that's just how it is, especially LSU last year. So I think he's solid.
I also wanted to ask you about this. So with all these trade rumors going around, do you really think that Philadelphia will get rid of Wentz? Because now I'm hearing that they're not getting the offer they want for him.
That's because
do you think they end up...
They think they're going to get a...
They think they're going to get the Jared Goff deal or whatever they call it, the Matt Stafford deal. I think he's gone. I really do. I think they're going to stick with Jalen Hurts and roll their dice there. And hope that this new coach kind of solves the problems.
Good luck.
You can't bench your quarterback and then try to tell everyone like he's really, really talented.
Yeah,
it's hard to do.
That's why Doug Peterson's gone, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, as a Cowboy fan, I just sit back and laugh. I think it's the funniest thing ever watching that turn into a dumpster fire. So it's great.
Yeah, so I guess that's the only thing you can do as a front office is be like, it was coach's problem, not ours. We really like him, but if you guys want him, I mean, we'll listen, but we really like him.
I wish Miller the Driller would call in because he's a huge Eagle fan with a ton of knowledge, and I'd love to get his thoughts on this.
Is that reverse psychology going on there?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's like when you're playing, it's like when you're playing with your grandpa, you're playing old maid, and the Old Maid card, but you're like 4 or 5, and you're lifting the Old Maid card up a little bit, because they have to pick one, and he knows what's going on, and you think you're being sly. That's what they're doing. Like, just take him.
Right.
We really like him, but you can just take this one, and we'll give you give us our best deal. Yeah, it's not good. I would assume
Jay played a lot of Old Maids, right?
It did. I would assume any other team, the 31 other teams in the NFL, are so annoyed with the Eagles the same way people get annoyed with me when I offer fantasy football trades. That's what
Adam, he is the worst at fantasy football trades. And then he gets mad at you for not kicking tires with him.
I want to kick tires.
He loves kicking tires.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I can only assume, that they're like, I'm tired of they like look at the caller ID and like, it's the Eagles now, and they just pray the whole time that it's Seattle.
So where do you, if anyone, where would you see Wentz going? I mean, who would be willing to even
Indy.
Throw some?
Indy.
You think Indy would?
Mm-hmm.
I think that relationship he has with Frank Reich, and they need him. I mean, how about they Jacoby Brissett isn't the answer. Right. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought in Phillip Rivers last year. I think he needs that too to resurrect his career as well.
I just think the whole thing, Adam, and you kind of started as we started this. We're bookending the week. To me, it's like, who's the next player that's going to come out and say, like, now there was speculation today that Odell Beckham Jr. wants out.
Well, that's not new.
But then, like,
Odell being pissed off and complaining about his team. I mean, that's been going on since he joined the league.
So you've got 4 different talking heads on the television screen, okay? And they're like, okay, he could go here, go there. And then the third one goes, well, this is what I know. He really likes Cleveland, he likes their organization, and he wants to stay there. So, like, 2 were like, yep, send him to the Packers, do this and that. And the other one's like, oh, send him here, and wherever he wants to go, he'll be talented. And the third one's like, no, I don't know where the story's coming from. From what I understand, he really likes Cleveland and the organization. It was like they didn't know. It's like our show, like they had no prep. Like by the third guy was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Why he would want to be out of there. But like I said,
he got injured last year. That's why he didn't play towards the end of the season. I don't know. I mean, he's good. Is he what he was 5 years ago with the Giants? No.
Or any of us what we were 5 years ago?
Well, yeah,
it's kind of like Godwin, though. I mean, Godwin, he could pick anywhere he wants to go now just because of what happened in his team. I mean, that's what I'm calling, player empowerment is, hey, I know I'm that good. I'm going to go where I want to go. If I want to go play for LA now because Stafford's there and they're going to offer me top dollar, heck yeah, I'm going to go there. But
I think Godwin's a really, really good receiver. I think Godwin's a top 10 receiver in the league.
Right, but the point I'm getting at is like he would go anywhere. But let's say Texans says, "Hey, I'm going to match everybody, and then times another $10 million for you to come to the Texans." He's going to go, "No way, man! I'm not going to the Texans. You got nobody that wants to play for you guys. Why would I go there?" So that's why I'm saying that he's got his choice to wherever he wants to go, and I think you're going to see a lot more of that coming out. Not only just because he won, because of the talent set. Going back to like Beckham Jr. I mean, I've never been a huge fan of his, but he thinks highly of his own stock, so he's going to go out and pound his chest and try to get someone to look at him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it's
interesting.
Yeah,
I like following it.
Yeah, like I said, it's just a matter of who's going to be next to say like, yeah, I got to get out of here too. I just don't know. Yeah. It's something brand new every day.
Yeah, well, I'm going to leave it with the whole J.J. Watt and T.J. Watt thing. I want to see that happen.
All right,
that was a great take. All right, you guys have a great day.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
All right, well, back to the Sterling Sharp talk.
Yes.
So I did the math, and like I was saying before the phone call came in, if you just add another 7 seasons at his average, and just so you know, his first 3 seasons, his very first season, 55 receptions, 791, 1 touchdown. So now his second season tore up the league, led league in every category. Third season still decent, but I'm just saying it's not out of this world to think that he could have duplicated his averages for the first 7 years for another 7. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, if you take it and you just double it, that puts him at 5th all-time in receptions, 1,190. It puts him 3rd all-time in yardage at 16,266. And it puts him at 5th all-time, 1 touchdown behind Chris Carter.
Okay.
So he's a Hall of Famer.
Because of what he could have done?
Yeah, his career got cut short. It's not his fault. He's a Hall of Famer, man. The guy was throwing up great numbers. The guy was dominant. The guy was absolutely dominant. I'm sorry, he is.
Okay. I mean, I don't have a feeling either way of it, and I guess if his brother wants to take to it and start the campaign for it, then great, you know?
Huh.
So, all right, let's take our second break, but before we do, February 12th, 1878. This day in sports history.
February 12th, 1878.
Yeah.
So you were just a
Major
toddler.
League Baseball was formed.
Something to do with baseball, though, but it wasn't that.
Women were allowed to go to the games.
Absolutely not.
Oh, dang
you
it.
silly
That
girl.
was 1919.
By the way, speaking of, did you see that did you guys see this, that the president of the Tokyo Olympics stepped down? He's a former prime minister.
There's a lot of people stepping down everywhere,
He stepped down
man.
because of sexist comments that women talk too much during meetings. That's what he said.
He deserves, but this
They
is a
talk too much
Chinese
during a-
prime minister?
They talk too much during a radio
Japanese
show,
prime
too,
minister.
but what are we supposed to do?
okay.
Huh?
We can't stifle her.
Yeah, so he got really. He said it. He said there wasn't being, the meetings were being productive enough because the women talked too much, and it created chaos. And he finally stepped out. He's like older than dirt, but
Good Lord.
Oh, well, that's okay then.
but no, silly bomber. Women weren't allowed to go to baseball games back in 1878.
Okay,
Right,
so
you would suggest.
1878 has something to do with baseball.
Mhm.
They hired umpires.
No,
They started wearing cleats.
something similar to that. and
They
I'll
started
tell
wearing
you.
jock straps.
143 years ago today,
Okay.
a Harvard baseball player named Fred Thayer invented the first catcher's mask.
Okay.
Early before this happened,
What were they wearing before that?
they wore only a mouth guard and stood a few feet behind the plate where they caught pitches on the bounce.
Oh.
So it would come across there and then they'd catch it on the bounce. But the rise of the curveball and the eventual removal of the one bounce rule brought the need for a mask. His invention was inspired by fencing masks, and he wanted the players to move closer to the plate to crouch down and form a target because he was not a catcher, he was the team captain. But the catcher on the team, his name was James Ting. Thayer said in one or two games in which he caught behind the bat, he had been hit by foul tips and become more or less timid. It was up to me to find a way to bring back his confidence. Now we know the catcher's mask look a lot like a hockey goalie mask. But yes, and when it started,
What
there
came
was a one
first?
bounce.
Catcher's mask.
Yep.
I used to hate having to throw that. If it like a pop up or something and having to throw that thing off, and when you're sweaty, it would stick. Catcher was a hard position to play.
Now, before we go to break, I know you may not like the NBA, but trivia is trivia, and you might be good at this one.
Okay.
Carmelo Anthony scored a season-high 24 points last night,
Okay.
and recently passed Oscar Robertson for 12th on the NBA's all-time scoring list.
Okay.
How many of the 11 players ahead of him can you name? Now, the one hint I will give you, only one is still active. So,
Okay. Well, the one that's still active is LeBron.
Carmelo Anthony, who scored a season-high 24 points last night, recently passed Oscar Robertson for 12th on NBA's all-time scoring list. When we come back from break, how many of the 11 players ahead of him can you name? And the hint is only one is still active. Feel free to do what you want to say on the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread. Leave guesses there. 11 people are on the all-time list ahead of Carmelo Anthony. Only one is active. We will be right back with Don't Hassle So Local here on ESPN 1170 AM. I guess let's go to break.
The Rock says he's gonna make your Rudy Poo candy ass famous. You like that? You like that? Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
This is Brian Rothenberger, radio guy for the Quad City Storm. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
Comfort, efficiency, and peace of mind that you only get from Precision Air. The best in heating, AC, geothermal, and indoor air quality. The best equipment, the best service, and the best warranty. Sleep comfortably with a 10-year parts warranty on new furnace and AC units. And with financing available, your new Train home comfort system is waiting for you now. Trust the experience of your Train comfort specialists and call the masters of comfort and efficiency today at Precision Air of the Quad Cities. Online at PrecisionAirQC.com. Precision Air. We'll be right there.
A fireball falling from the sky. More from the Iowa Almanac in a moment.
I'm Michael Swanger, owner and publisher of Iowa History Journal. Now is the time to subscribe to Iowa History Journal, as you won't want to miss the incredible stories we have planned for 2021. They are the kind of stories that you won't read in other magazines. As we begin our 13th year of publishing Iowa History Journal, we remind Iowans that many of our back issues are also available. Get your copy of our January-February issue at Hy-Vee and Fairway, or visit iowahistoryjournal.com and order it today.
It was a clear night in Iowa on this date in 1875 during the coldest winter many could recall for years. Suddenly, what came to be called the Amana meteorite came into view. Its bright fireball was seen from Omaha to Chicago and from St. Paul to St. Louis. Iowans saw a bright light and a great ball of fire in the southern sky. One observer said it looked like the face of the moon had fallen off and was approaching the earth. The sound was described as being like a train passing over a bridge, with occasional explosions as the fireball passed. The meteorite entered the atmosphere over northern Missouri and traveled north-northeast, passing just east of Centerville and directly over Eddyville before exploding and breaking into two main pieces over northwest Keokuk County. The larger piece continued north, exploding near the Iowa-Benton County line southwest of Norway, and no fragments were ever found. The smaller piece went to the east, exploding over Amana and producing a meteorite field 3 miles wide and 5 miles long. Witnesses said the moon and stars were blotted from the sky and the surrounding landscape illuminated as if at midday, when the Amana meteorite fell from the sky on this date in 1875. And that's Iowa Almanac for February 12th. I'm Jeff Stein.
What does the woman you love want this Valentine's Day? Roses? Chocolate? Jewelry? Why not get all three? At Dolan Jewelers, with the purchase of just $99, you'll get a dozen roses and a box of Russell Stover chocolates. That's right, only $99. Get everything you need to make this Valentine's Day one to remember. A dozen roses, chocolates, and jewelry. And get it all at Dolan Jewelers. Dolan Jewelers, 3865 Elmore and Davenport, or DolanJewelers.com.
I'm Ari Wolf with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Super Bowl MVP Tom Brady is scheduled to have minor surgery on his knee. Brady played most of the season with discomfort in his knee, according to NFL Network's Tom Pelissero. Meanwhile, also according to Pelissero, the Seahawks have been receiving calls regarding the availability of their Super Bowl winning QB, Russell Wilson. Wilson has recently said he's frustrated with getting hit so much. Elsewhere in the NFC West, in a recent interview, soon-to-be Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford revealed he played through multiple injuries to his right thumb, left elbow, ribs, left knee, and right ankle this past season with the Lions. And be sure to tune in to NFL Network for full highlights, analysis, and reaction to the 2021 projected #1 overall pick, Trevor Lawrence's pro day for NFL teams. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Is your prostate waking you up more often than your alarm clock? The fact is, the older you get, the more likely you'll have prostate problems, which can affect your everyday life. That's where Prostate Complete by Real Health comes in. Prostate Complete is the result of 20 years of experience as a leader in men's health. The powerful formula in Prostate Complete supports natural prostate function and reduced urinary urges for a better quality of life. Available at Walmart. Visit prostateoneperday.com for special offers. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent prevent any disease.
If you're a first-time buyer, finding your first real home can feel like this.
Hot property. Not going to last long. Multiple offers. 30 or fixed. We need earnest money.
But a realtor has the expertise to strip away all the noise and focus on what really matters to you.
You're going to love this place. Great neighborhood. School is walkable. It even has a huge yard so Henry can practice his penalty kicks.
Finding the right place starts with you and a realtor with the expertise to make sure your voice is the only voice that matters. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Listen to every game on your sports leader. Download our app for our play-by-play schedule and never miss a thing from the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Welcome back, you little hassle-maniacs, to the greatest show on earth. Don't hassle us, local Jaybird T-Roy. Bomber is stepped out for a second. So, Jay.
Yes.
Is that, you sure this is on?
This is on. Yeah. No, you're not on. Sorry.
Thank you.
There you go.
There you go.
Look at you. It's like you've been doing this before.
All right.
Yes.
So, before the break.
Yes, I said.
What was the question?
Last night, Carmelo Anthony scored 24 points. Season high for him. Moved him to 12th all-time. He passed Oscar Robertson. Who are the 11 players ahead of him? And the hint was only one is still active.
All right, I'll try my best to go in order from one down, but I don't know if I have it right.
Okie dokie.
All right, so
let me get my keys going here to get get you excited. The Price is Right. So we'll do. There we go.
Okay, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That is number one.
That's right. That's what I thought. Karl Malone.
Number 2.
Kobe Bryant.
Not number 3, but number 4.
Okay, I had him at 3.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jordan.
Not number 3, number 5.
LeBron James.
Number 3.
That's what I thought, and he's the only one that's still active.
Yeah.
Wilt Chamberlain.
Not number 6, but number 7.
Larry Bird.
Not in the top 11.
Okay. Bill Russell.
Not in the top 11. That's 2 though. We got to do the
Shaquille O'Neal.
No, Shaquille is. Yeah.
All right,
number 8.
what is that? All right.
It was the Bird and the Bill Russell. I had to catch up. All right, Shaquille O'Neal is number 8.
Okay.
So you're looking at a 6, 7. Have you already? Who else did you say before Shaq? Before the 2 misses?
I had
Larry Bird.
Wilt Chamberlain.
Oh. Yeah, he's 7. So you're missing 6, 9, 10, and 11.
Okay.
What is it for? Did you say rebounds or?
All right. How about Akeem Olajuwon?
Number 11.
For what? For what did we do?
Top NBA
Top
scores of all
scorers.
time.
Okay.
Ooh, Steve Kerr. No?
No.
He was a good 3-pointer.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah,
Sir Charles Barkley.
Not in the top 11.
Ah, man. All right, let me keep guessing.
Okay.
So I got 3. I'm missing 3.
Mm-hmm.
How
Dennis
about
Rodman.
Moses Malone?
Absolutely, at number 9. So now we're just missing 6 and 10.
Moses Malone.
And the number 10, I know absolutely nothing about.
Well, if you don't know anything
Is
about
it Patrick Ewing?
Nope.
Okay.
Izrael said Iverson.
Iverson is not in the top 11.
Give me a hint. There's 2 left, so I'm missing 2.
One was a Dallas Maverick.
Dirk Nowitzki.
That's number 6.
And
now, you can feel free, and everyone can be like, oh, how do you have a sports radio show? I have no idea. I really don't know who this guy is.
All right, give me a hint. Doesn't he tell you era?
I'll try to give you a hint.
What is his ethnicity?
Again, I don't know the guy.
Oh, wow.
I don't want to speculate based on names or anything like that.
Yeah,
It's cancel
settle
culture
down.
world. But everyone would be like, "Oh,
Yeah, Leah, knock it off."
Yeah,
I can't ask. Well, come on.
His ethnicity. He's a basketball player.
Give me a break.
Who cares what it is?
Because it'll be easier to
he was
zero
nicknamed. He was nicknamed the Big E. He played at Houston. Played at college in Houston. Okay.
The Big E.
Yeah.
The Big E.
He is a member of NBA's 50th anniversary all-time team and was inducted in Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. He was drafted in 1968. So
I don't
he
remember.
played
I
from
have no
68 to 1984.
Ernie John, or I don't know.
Elvin Hayes.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
No idea who that is.
Well, I did pretty good.
Yeah. No, you did really
I got
well.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
T-Roy,
9.
I wouldn't even gotten
I got 9.
that far. I would have been.
Forgot all
I would
about
have been named
Nowitzki.
I would have been like if it was me and she said Steve Kerr, I would have been like, yes, let's go with Steve Kerr. I like her guess.
He was a good scorer. He was.
It was. Yeah, and he's known for like one shot, but yeah.
For 3-pointers.
Yeah.
At least I knew that.
Yeah. That's right.
I was like 4 when he played, so good for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Speaking of three-pointers, Steph Curry now has 17 career games with at least 10 three-pointers. That's more than the next 5 players on the list combined. So he likes to shoot three-pointers as well. We will talk about the Easter eggs. Hold on for a second. We will talk about the Daytona 500 here in a second. Okay. I told you I watched a little bit of the Australian Open this morning.
Oh God.
Okay.
Why would you do that?
It was on ESPN.
That's what he does when he's alone.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, I don't watch on the guide it said Sports Center, and I was like, I don't know the last time I really just.
So tell me this: how is it different than our Open?
It's not. It's just one of the big Grand Slam titles.
Okay.
Yeah, it's.
I've never. I don't think I could distinguish between the two. Is what I mean. Like the difference.
So
it's a hard court tournament. How about that?
The Australian Open, which was supposed to have people in attendance.
Welcome.
Appreciate that.
They Australian Open prohibited fans from attending the Australian Open as the state of Victoria prepares for a 5-day lockdown in response to new COVID-19 cases. The lockdown comes after an outbreak at a Holiday Inn near Melbourne Airport that was being used to house returned travelers. The cluster of cases linked to the hotel grew to 13 on Thursday night, with 5 new cases emerging per the Associated Press. So we're somewhere between 18 and 19 cases, and they shut it down in Australia. Schools are going to be closed Monday through Wednesday next week. Gatherings are off limits. Masks will be required everywhere. But tennis players are classified as workers, and they will be permitted to continue their matches. Okay. I gave you the number. 19 active COVID-19 cases in Victoria, Australia. And they're prohibiting fans from attending the Australian Open. On Thursday, Florida reported 8,525 new cases and has no intention to go on lockdown and will hold the 2 most attended sporting events of the pandemic in the span of a week.
Good for them.
I mean, I don't know if I should laugh or not. It just seems like how globally, in this global pandemic, we're not on the same page anywhere. So
never going to be.
Stop, But and one of those events is going to be the Daytona 500. This is about the only time that I've ever paid attention too much to NASCAR. And unfortunately, friend of the show and no longer a Budweiser rep, Klinkenberg, would always say, like, hey, you want to get in the Daytona pool.
He's a Coca-Cola man.
Now he's a Coca-Cola man. And you get into it, and then they assign you a driver, and I think I got in the top 3 once, and I never won it again. They are going to have about 30,000 fans in attendance.
I'm taking Kevin Harvick.
Which will be that...
Our buddy Matt is
are
a
you?
Kevin Harvick fan. Yeah.
This will be... NASCAR will have a bigger crowd than last weekend's Super Bowl. Like I said, it's going to... the Daytona International Speedway president, Chip Weil, told the Daytona Beach News Journal it's going to be the largest sporting event that's happened in the United States since the COVID hit. Fans will undergo health screening and temperature checks before entering the venue, must wear masks, and stay socially distanced in the stands. A few thousand fans will be permitted in the infield, but pit road, the garage, and the paddock areas are still closed. The favorite to win is Denny Hamlin, and he could become the first driver to win 3 Daytona 500s.
Uh-oh.
Other storylines, Bubba Wallace is going to make his debut for Michael Jordan-owned 23XI Racing.
Yeah, that's my new favorite racing team.
Okay. And
Bubba Wallace. That's it. He's got 2 first names.
Friend of the show, Easer A's, told us about this, but since now he's a co-owner of Trackhouse Racing, Pitbull, he's going to serve as the Grand Marshal. All right.
Pitbull and Michael Jordan are into racing?
They are.
I might be into racing now, Jay.
Yeah.
That's my new favorite racing team is Michael Jordan Racing.
Not the Pitbull one, the Trackhouse
No.
Okay.
Trap House?
Michael Jordan.
23XI.
Bubba Wallace, my new favorite racer.
I actually looked into this gambling wise.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, Hamlin is the favorite to win.
Whatever. Bubba Wallace is going to put him into the wall.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
Bubba Wallace isn't even good.
You don't
Yes,
know.
he is.
How do you
No,
know?
he is not. He's not in comparison.
How do you know?
Because I researched him due to his
You
social status injustices, the hoax and stuff.
Oh, did you?
Oh,
But you don't know Denny Hamlin or
The
Kevin
poll,
Harvick.
the poll wrote, but he said it was a noose or whatever it was. Come on now.
Taking Bubba Wallace, dude. He's
You
gonna
go
win.
for it. You go for it.
You're not
He's
gonna
got a
like it
brand
when he
new
wins.
car.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll
Michael
give you
Jordan
this.
wins.
According to VIS,
Michael Jordan's not driving.
According
Doesn't
to
matter.
VISN and BetMGM, if you look at your gambling guide, Denny Hamlin is projected. All right, we got another phone call.
Oh, Lord.
You ready?
Yeah, take that.
Yep.
Hope you're here to tell Leah that she's wrong about Bubba Wallace. Who do we have on the line?
There's these days.
Hey,
Tell her about Bubba
what's up?
Wallace.
I'm all about Bubba Wallace, but you're wrong. He's not putting Denny Hamlin in the wall, dude.
Why not?
Denny Hamlin owns his car.
Oh, I think he just told me that I'm right.
No.
What? I thought Jordan owns
you
it.
didn't say anything about the wall. You said he wasn't good.
He's not as good as him.
Oh, whatevs.
Hold on, I'm confused.
It's not.
So Denny I thought Michael Jordan owned the car.
They do. They co-own it. Denny Hamlin's the only Jordan athlete in NASCAR that's sponsored by Jordan Brand. And it's 2311 Racing, not 23XI.
Whatever.
Thank you.
You didn't know that either.
I
did you?
did not.
The reason it's 2311 is because Denny drives the 11, and Michael Jordan's 23, obviously. But they went with XI because Denny said that the 11 belongs to Joe Gibbs Racing, not to him.
Because he runs for how does he own a racing company, but he races for Joe Gibbs?
Contract.
I don't know. Dale Earnhardt owns his own team and raced for Richard Childress.
Sponsorship.
Yeah.
Dale Earnhardt doesn't race anymore.
Well,
he
he's
did.
He's 6 feet under, buddy.
I had to throw that in there.
When Dale Earnhardt died, the two cars he owned were racing to the win.
All right. So he's going to put. Who can he put in the wall?
All
Who's
right.
the other big favorite? User Ace.
All right, user age. Hold tight with me, okay? According to hold tight with me and listen me through this, okay? According to VSIN and also BetMGM, Steve Mackinnon's racing simulation for the Daytona 500.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you the top 10. You tell me who you like out of this, okay? User age. And now, if there's a long horse, long shot, let me know. Dark horse, long shot. 23XI. All right. They've got projected finish Denny Hamlin at 1.
Okay. Yep.
If I pronounce these names, don't get on me about the XI thing. All right.
Get on him.
Okay, hold on a sec now. I got to clear you up on that, too. Hamlin's one going to go to be the first to win 3 in a row.
Yeah, that's what I said.
He's won.
You said 3.
This will be his. You said 3. Many guys have won 3, including Denny himself. But, yes, this will be the first guy to win 3 in a row.
Get it right,
How old
Jay.
is he? How old is Denny Hamlin?
You said
Early 40s.
Oh, okay, so he's not a young
he's
buck.
single, Leah.
Gross.
He is
I can't date a NASCAR guy.
Yeah, he's rich.
So
he has
what?
a very on-again, off-again relationship with his baby mama. So
Oh,
I won't
Danny.
get too close to
Don't
that.
we all?
Yeah, don't we all? All right, the second place projected, also from Joe Gibbs Racing.
Yeah. Every night
Martin
on an offer.
Truex?
Martin Truex Jr.
Truex, there we go.
Truex.
The number 19 car from Joe Gibbs Racing.
He's at number 2?
Yep.
He's projected at number 2, yeah.
Okay.
At number 3 from Penske Racing in the 22 car, Joey
Danya?
Logano.
Joey Slogano.
Slodano. It's Logano.
Slogano.
Slogan. Okay.
It's a joke.
I got it. Yeah.
Rude.
He's in the number 22 car. He's number 3 according to this. Then we've got 3 straight drivers from Hendrick Motorsports. William Byron in the 24 car.
He wrecked his car last night, so he's going to a backup.
He's going to a backup, so let's throw him out. Kind of like the Kansas City offensive line.
You know what?
All right. Then at the 9 car, Chase Elliott.
Ooh.
So mean to me.
He's getting put in the wall.
Chase Elliott, you like him?
Who's that? What? I'm sorry.
Who is listed at number 5, also from Hendrick Motorsports in the 9 car? Chase
Kyle
Elliott.
Larson.
Chase Elliott.
Oh, Chase Elliott's good.
I like him.
Okay, Alex Bowman is projected to finish 6th.
Oh, Bowman.
No, you don't like him, it sounds
You
like.
sound excited.
I don't like Bowman.
Okay.
The 48 hasn't won in like 3 years.
Then at number 7 in the 21 car, racing out of Wood Brothers, Matt DiBenedetto.
DiBenedetto, yes. Matt Burrito.
Okay.
Matt
Is that what I
Burrito.
called him? Matt Burrito, didn't I?
The flying burrito.
A lot of NASCAR fans call him that on Twitter.
Okay. And then at the 8 projected to finish in the number 1 car, Kurt Busch.
Kurt Busch, yep.
Then number 9, Joe Gibbs Racing, the number 20 car, Christopher Bell.
Yeah.
And then finally, rounding out your top 10 from Penske Racing, the number 12 car, Ryan Blaney.
Where's Kevin Harvick?
I'll let you know.
Harvick's not usually too great. Where is Keselowski on there?
All right, Kevin Harvick is projected to finish 20th. Now, who do you want after that? Brad
Keselowski.
He's projected to finish 13th.
Where's my boy Bubba Wallace?
Bubba Wallace. He is projected to finish 16th.
There you go. He'll win.
All right.
I don't know when they ran that simulation, but they didn't have much information. If you watched last night, that second duel, Bubba Wallace could go to the back and come to the front and go to the back and come to the front all he wanted. And he actually got past coming out of turn 4 for the win, which, I would have gone crazy had he won last night.
I will give you this, where it comes from. NASCAR race simulations are developed using a proprietary formula factoring in recent performance of driver and team, performance at track and track type, qualifying results, and speed at practice sessions. Simulations and point spread weekly are done on Tuesdays using projected qualifying and practice ranks for the upcoming race and actual results in those sessions in the days leading up to the race. Obviously, they can alter just like you said. They throw in things like qualifying position, practice position, and projected rating, projected finishes after simulating this, 10,000 times or something. It seems a lot over my head. But I was excited to figure out a way because, we talked to Jake yesterday from Elite Sportsbook, and he said you can do comparison driving, you can bet. So I can bet like some of these guys against another driver. So where they finish.
I don't know what the odds are, but good guys to look for, like Austin Dillon, who won last night. That would be a good bet if you can get it. Any of the... I don't know. I know he's the odds-on favorite, but Denny's just got a knack for this stuff.
Okay.
Well, a guy named Denny driving a race car usually does.
They know what they're doing.
Denny's, Ralph's, Bubba's.
Just comes with the territory.
It does.
Yeah. All right. What are you doing for the Daytona 500 these days?
Well, I usually just watch it at home because it's you never know what it's going to be, if it's going to rain or not. So, or if like the president's going to show up and want to drive the presidential limo around the track for 20 minutes and delay the start of the race. So,
this new president's got pudding in his brain. He can't even drive a car.
No.
All right.
Well, he's going to want to show up. He's not going to want to show up and drive the limo on the track.
He might get booed at that one.
He's not going down there.
He got booed at the Super Bowl.
He's not going down there. Anyway,
but it seems like it always rains, so I guess I just settle in. And last year during the rain delay, I did my taxes, so I don't know what I'm going to do this year.
Do you want to do my taxes? I'll throw you like a 20.
Your guy Brad Keselowski is, according to EliteSportsbook.com, he has the same odds as Denny Hamlin to win. Your guy Brad Keselowski.
Oh, Austin does? Oh, damn.
Not Austin. Brad Keselowski.
That's not a real good long shot, then.
No, Austin Dillon's 20-1.
Give me someone. I don't know. Give me someone.
Huh?
So you said Austin Dillon's tied with Denny?
No. Brad Keselowski.
Mike Wazowski
is tied with Denny Hamlin. Austin is 20-1.
Brad Keselowski's real good.
Yeah,
he's never won the 500, but he's good.
Austin Dillon's 20-1.
There you go, 21. That's not bad.
I have a quick question. I've had an argument with multiple people over this. Now we're not going to deny that driving a race car is definitely an acquired skill. It's something that you get better at with practice, correct? You would agree with that statement? Okay. Now, I got into an argument with somebody who I will not mention their name because I don't need to embarrass them, but they said that you have to be a athlete, tip-top shape, and they compared NASCAR drivers to boxers, saying that you have to be in that good of shape to drive a race car. Would you agree with that statement?
No.
Thank you.
Because okay, see, the thing is, though, it's like guys who drive now are in tip-top shape. Like
not
Jimmy
all of
Johnson. Them. I know, like Jimmy Johnson ran marathons. You know, Denny plays basketball and golf all the time, and like these guys are tip-top shape, but Ryan Newman still crawls into a race car.
Well, and here was my point in my argument, my side of the story. I was like, okay, so you have to be in good shape to be a boxer. You cannot be in bad shape to be a boxer and win anything. If you're a race car driver, if you just have supreme skills compared to other people, you're going to win. It doesn't have anything to do with your BMI per se, like being a boxer or a professional athlete does.
No, that part of it's true. You know, like, but you are putting G-forces on the body, and it does throw you in the back of the car, in the back of the seat, and you have to have a good heart rate and a good, that kind of stuff. Like, you can't be like.
Well, you have to be healthy, but you don't have to be tip-top athletic shape.
No, you're more than likely right. Like, I can't. George Foreman, when he won his title in the 40s, he wasn't in tip-top shape.
Well, no, that was also. I don't think that he really. But
that's a one-off. That's a one-off. I'm not. I'm just saying. I
don't consider them athletes. I consider them. It's a skill to me. Is my opinion.
It is a skill as much as like a. I think it's on par.
Golfing is a skill.
It's on par with golf.
It is. It's similar.
I think it's the same. I've always called them athletes just because. I think of what,
So then are astronauts athletes?
Golfing's more physical than racing. I'm sorry.
Golfing is more physical, yeah, absolutely. But I'm saying they don't have to be in you don't have to be in physical.
Walking the course.
You don't have to have physical excellence to drive a race car.
No,
you just don't.
I mean, there's a lot of chubby golfers.
That's what I'm saying. But it's a skill. Golf is more of a skill.
But the guys that are really, really good now in golf are all physically fit and they work out a lot.
No, golfers are definitely athletes and definitely more athletic than race car drivers, is my point. I agree with that. But golf is more of a skill than...
I'll say this. Okay, so then this... I don't disagree with you guys at all. This is just a point. This is a good argument to have, but Denny Hamlin's brought up this point before. Denny Hamlin can go on a basketball court and play against Michael Jordan, and he can maybe throw one up and put it in, right? Just the odds-on chances. He's not going to beat Michael Jordan, but he can throw a shot over Michael Jordan's head and make it, right?
Maybe.
Agree?
Sure.
Okay. He can go on the football field and catch a pass from someone, maybe, or throw a pass or tackle someone. Troy says he can catch Frank Gore in the flat.
Uh-huh.
Don't know.
Yeah, not with this bad knee, I can't.
But according to Denny Hamlin, there's no chance that you can get in a race car and drive faster than him.
It's a skill. It's an acquired skill, and he's devoted his life to it.
So,
that's
what he uses.
By his rationale, he's trying to say that they have to drive as fast as him, and he's just trying to catch a pass, throw a pass. Who's he trying to catch a pass against? Does he have Jalen Ramsey guarding him? Is he trying to throw a pass with Dominic Sue or Aaron Donald coming up the middle? What I'm getting is yes, Michael Jordan could get behind a car and drive it around the track at probably 200 miles an hour,
sure,
or close to it.
Yep.
But he could drive it around the track. If we're, you know what I'm saying, like by his standards here, Jordan could drive a car around the track. Maybe not as fast, but he could do it.
Look at John Daly. He's
not going to beat Denny Hamlin, but he's going to make it once around the track. So,
I don't disagree with what you guys are saying. I think I've always kind of said they are athletes just because of kind of the G-forces and their heart rate.
How about they have athletic ability versus
they have to be in some sort of shape to do it.
Right, but to compare them to a boxer is insanity.
No, they're not a boxer. They don't get punched in the face.
And the reason why
quick question before you go. Is Sterling Sharp a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Thank you.
You got to remember where I grew up, southern Wisconsin. I watched the Packers all the time. When from, 89, 88, 89, went from, I was 6 or 7 to when he retired, he was the best thing on my TV every weekend. He was so good. He was amazing.
Yep.
And he had Don Magic Mikowski throwing him the ball those first few years. He only got 2 years with Favre, or 2.5 years.
Right.
So he was just amazing. He was like the first guy, I still remember this, he was the first guy to ever have 100 receptions 2 straight seasons. That was such a big deal. And now it's you don't get 100, you're terrible. But back then it was a huge.
Well, they were still playing
deal.
some pretty ticky-tack defense back then too.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, that to me, that's also a nostalgia thing. Even though I'm not a Packer fan, he's one of those guys I always remember watching, and he was special, man. It was just
very much. All right, buddy. Well, thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah,
appreciate your
it.
time.
Yeah. I do have one more point. If you look at race car drivers, they are very small men. So to call them equal to boxers is not
right.
They're not.
No.
They're not that close to athletes. I honestly, I compare them more to golfers.
So
I really
we agree. Athletic
I
ability and
Jay
skill.
could pin Denny Hamlin. That's just my thought.
I probably could.
You probably could.
I could pin Dana Fitzpatrick or whatever her name was.
Nah, she'd beat you up.
Not at all. Not even close.
Don't even get me.
I could beat her in leg wrestling.
If I just would have lived 90 minutes away from where I grew up, I still feel like me and Danica would be married right now.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah.
She's from Rockville,
we all have pipe dreams there, buddy.
Just outside of Rockford.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, thank you so much.
See you guys.
Yeah,
Bye.
talk to you soon. Yep, bye. All right, we got to take a quick break here on Don't Hassle Us for Local here, ESPN 1170 AM.
Front Street Brewery is the oldest brew pub in the state of Iowa. It is nestled beautifully along the bank of the mighty Mississippi. It has served the fine community of Davenport and Troy since 1992. They have some awesome beers, Davenport Gold, the Wise Guy, and the Raging River, as well as my favorite, the Cherry Bomb Blonde. Go check out their Facebook page for food and drink specials. Also, you can visit their webpage at www.frontstreetbrew.com. I was going to say your name.
The Rock says he's going to make your Rudy Poo candy ass famous. You like that? You like that? Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
This is Ella Schmidt, the 106-pounder for Bettendorf, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
Oh, man, here we go again. Up early, feed the dog, out the door, traffic, at the office, boss in some kind of mood today, no time for lunch, annoying coworker, no time to relax, bedtime. Then we gotta do it all again? No way. Because the best way to break up the mundane every day is to play at Wild Rose Casino and Resort. Slots, tables, sports, and a whole lot of perks when you join and play with your Club Wild card. So, let's play. Wild Rose Casino and Resort, Clinton.
Hey, it's Mary, Terry, and Ellen here at Mary's Diamonds and Jewelry. Now through Valentine's Day, receive free Lago Marcinos chocolate and an I Love You teddy bear with every purchase.
It's a great time of year to get engaged, so come in and check out our bridal collection starting at $500. And as always, we have interest-free financing available.
Celebrate Valentine's Day with a gift from Mary's Diamonds and Jewelry starting at $49. Stop by and experience the wow factor at Mary's Diamonds and Jewelry, 2115 East 12th Street in the village of East Davenport.
Happy Valentine's Day!
I'm Ari Wolf with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Super Bowl MVP Tom Brady is scheduled to have minor surgery on his knee. Brady played most of the season with discomfort in his knee, according to NFL Network's Tom Pelissero. Meanwhile, also according to Pelissero, the Seahawks have been receiving calls regarding the availability of their Super Bowl winning QB, Russell Wilson. Wilson has recently said he's frustrated with getting hit so much. Elsewhere in the NFC West, in a recent interview, soon-to-be Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford revealed he played through multiple injuries to his right thumb, left elbow, ribs, left knee, and right ankle this past season with the Lions. And be sure to tune in to NFL Network for full highlights, analysis, and reaction to the 2021 projected #1 overall pick, Trevor Lawrence's pro day for NFL teams. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Is your prostate waking you up more often than your alarm clock? The fact is, the older you get, the more likely you'll have prostate problems, which can affect your everyday life. That's where Prostate Complete by Real Health comes in. Prostate Complete is the result of 20 years of experience as a leader in men's health. The powerful formula in Prostate Complete supports natural prostate function and reduced urinary urges for a better quality of life. Available at Walmart. Visit prostateoneperday.com for special offers. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
If you're a first-time buyer, finding your first real home can feel like this.
Hot property. Not going to last long. Multiple offers. 30 or fixed. We need earnest money.
But a realtor has the expertise to strip away all the noise and focus on what really matters to you.
You're going to love this place. Great neighborhood. School is walkable. It even has a huge yard so Henry can practice his penalty kicks.
Finding the right place starts with you and a realtor with the expertise to make sure your voice is the only voice that matters. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
At Crawford Company, we specialize in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning. Sports, on the other hand...
Hey, Crawford guy! Go long!
No, I can't!
Here comes the pitch to Crawford guy. Strike three.
Come on, Crawford guy, take the shot!
Sports may not be our specialty, but home comfort is. Crawford Company, plumbing and drain cleaning, heating and air conditioning.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin.
Trevor Lawrence should be the first overall pick in the NFL draft. Take it or shake it.
Shake it!
Shake it!
And the reason I say shake it is because we got to still do due diligence, man. We can't just assume that somebody's the number one overall pick. If I had to take a pick right now, I'd probably take Justin Fields. I like Justin Fields a lot.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. Mornings on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
If you own a small business, you know how hard it can be to find new customers. Now, Town Square has new tools that can help your business stand out and grow today. Go to GetLocalCustomersNow.com for a free local market competitive analysis that will show you what other businesses in town are doing to find new customers and how you can do it too with Town Square. Plus, be one of the first business owners to sign up with Town Square and receive $500 in free advertising on this radio station. Start growing your business today. Visit GetLocalCustomersNow.com. GetLocalCustomersNow.com.
Download the ESPN 1170 app today and never miss a thing. From the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170, KBOB Davenport.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. AC Earl has just hopped in and joined us. Him and Jaber will be doing a podcast shortly
doing
after.
AC's after this. It will also be on the Locker Room app as well, and it will be on Facebook Live. All right, so we just kind of talked about it. I wanted to briefly, because I haven't heard any come talking back from the talking heads of any, or I don't even know if they're just talking heads, people in general about the hire of Chris Doyle. I haven't read much. I've read more about what Urban Meyer said about the hiring of Chris Doyle. He basically has gone on to say things like, his quote was, he's known Chris for close to 20 years. Our relationship goes back to when I was at Utah, and he was the number one strength coach. Keep in mind, Urban was the coach at Utah from like 2003, 2004. Doyle was there in 1998 before he came to Iowa. But that's fine. He said he was doing sports performance before sports performance became a high priority in college sports. I've known him. I've studied him. We've had a relationship. I vetted him thoroughly, along with our general manager and owner. Feel great about the hire, about his expertise at that position, so we vetted him thoroughly. And if you go, that's just on one quote. There's plenty more quotes on ESPN.com. The other thing is, let's see. The other thing that's important is cornerback Greg Maben is the only former Iowa player on the Jaguars roster. He played for the Hawkeyes from 2014 to 2016 and responded to a June 5th tweet from former Iowa offensive lineman James Daniels that said there were too many racial disparities within the Iowa program, with a tweet of his own that read, "We appreciate the opportunities the Iowa program brought to us, but I do hope bringing up these issues to light can stimulate positive change." So he's got a relationship with him. We had cakered on yesterday, and the sports performance isn't going to be nearly the same as it was as the part of the whole strength and conditioning program. The NFL
well,
is
yeah,
just a
the
little bit
NFL, the
different.
guys have their own guys for that. So,
yeah.
And AC, you were saying you heard some stuff on ESPN that people weren't very happy about it, the hire.
No, it was there was a lot of stuff going on today. I mean, they were basically calling him out with kind of the good old boy system because they actually created a position for him because there's already a strength coach there. And I guess Urban was saying that he knew him for 20 years, but he only actually worked with him for one because he was only on the Utah staff for 1 year. And then after he went to Iowa. And so they were basically just calling out and saying, you know, if you know a guy for 20 years and you only work with him for 1 year, how do you really know him enough to hire him? And so that was kind of the thing. It kind of shocked me that it would be so soon that he would be hired. I think he would kind of chill a little bit, maybe, and kind of see the kind of the path of what's going on and maybe where he wanted to go. But I'm also shocked that Urban would kind of hire somebody that maybe is so controversial at this time because he's going to be scrutinized on any hire that he has because he's had some issues with
Like
people.
I said, though, Meyer was just the head coach at Utah from 2003 to 2004. He was there for 2 seasons. Doyle was there only 1 year from 1998. He just knew of him because of him being the number one guy. Meyer was at, Bowling Green? Was it before that? Yeah. So, but Doyle, he knows of him. They've obviously crossed paths in certain ways or whatever else. But, yeah, he said he went after him. He wanted him to be there. He says he's known this person close to 20 years. I don't know their relationship outside of there, but as far as being on staff together, they weren't on the staff. So I haven't heard anything because I just haven't turned it up to listen to it. Or I know it was yesterday. It was a lot bigger news, and I'm sure it was bottom line news for some people today. But it's. This will be an issue as long as the media wants it to be an issue.
Yeah, I mean, this is the culture.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every hire is going to be scrutinized. Any person who's had some baggage is going to be scrutinized.
Every tweet.
Every tweet they're going to go back. Right, it's exhausting. Is it warranted? But that's kind of the culture that we're in. Especially with the whole Black Lives Movement and things of that nature, and the disparity of the coaching, hiring and all that. It's just going to be always thrown out there, and that's kind of unfortunately the waters that we're in now.
Right.
AC, did you follow any of the hirings that happened in the NFL?
I did. I mean, I saw something very interesting the other night. Sarah Spain was talking to Hugh Jackson, and Hugh Jackson is on a coalition that he wants to have where if there's 6 jobs, half of them should be African American hires. So he's going for forced mandatory diversity hiring. It is surprising to me with the Eric Bieniemy that he's not had more sniffs.
Well, that's Jay and I talked about this, and we feel the same way. And we're speculating that something's going on that we're not being told. Possibly.
Well, I don't think he's interviewing well.
That's what we want to know. Is that it?
It's 1,000,000%.
Because his resume's there, right?
Yes, he's not interviewing well. I don't think he is connected. Like for instance, when you hear Ryan Clark speak, when you hear who's the guy on Monday Night Football who used to play?
Booger McFarland?
No, the skinny guy who used to be the. He used to be
Ednan.
No, he actually played for the Ravens, cornerback. I can't think of his name, but he was actually a GM. I can't think of his name.
I know you're talking about.
I get them all confused. Dominique Foxworth, Ryan Clark, and the other guy.
Okay.
But these guys are connected. Like they can talk to GMs, they can call GMs. They're connected. Like they fit in. Eric Bieniemy doesn't fit in. He just has, unfortunately, he has a look and persona that he's an outsider. And I think that scares some GMs and owners, and it looks apprehensive. Like you kind of look at him on the sideline, and you're just like, he just kind of doesn't fit in. So I just don't think he's interviewing well. And that's to be said for a lot of people. I mean, I've had millions of interviews, and I'm one who interviews well. There's other things that might come into play about why I may not get hired for certain jobs, but usually people who are not hired, who are highly qualified, don't interview well. And I think that's the major thing. He's just not interviewing well. He's not saying the right things. He's not coming off with his body language with the right things that an owner can trust him. But he comes from a great coaching tree. Andy Reid, look at all the people Andy Reid has had. So, I mean, just that alone should say he should have a sniff of something. And I feel bad because he's going to have to take a bad job to get in.
Yeah.
Well, that's the type of thing we're even looking at the Texans. We're like, that's not a fit that he wants to be at.
No,
that's
but you know what though? Do you do it because you got to get in?
Yeah, sometimes you do.
Yeah. I mean, I did that. I've taken semi-pro jobs, and I know that the budget wasn't there. I knew the owner was shady, but I needed to get coaching experience on my resume. So I took the job, knowing that it was gonna, go bad. Or just like when I was playing overseas, I went to a team that. They cut Americans a lot, or they didn't have a budget to play and things of that nature. They owed Americans a lot of money. So, sometimes you do things because you got to get in,
Climb the ladder.
Well, I
as long as it doesn't break, as long as there's somebody down there holding the ladder.
That's
right. Just don't let it fall.
Right. Hey, you got me down there? Yeah, keep going higher. You good?
Well, I appreciate your insight, man. That's definitely, you've been in the pro sports world. We have not, and it really, it's something that is going to be talked about for a time to come.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's just kind of the climate that we're in.
Before we go, AC, are you concerned at all about Iowa basketball?
No, they covered yesterday. I told you that it's just the dog days of January, February.
I just want to reiterate it. Yeah, that's it.
I tell you, it's the worst.
I love that expression.
It's the worst. I've coached AAU for 12 years, and I coached high school for 5 years, and I'll tell you, January, February is the worst, especially when it's cold and there's a lot of snow. It's not fun to play basketball sometimes. It's too cold. People are sick, and it's just not fun.
You're getting banged up this time of year.
It's just not fun.
On the funny side of it, so we've all seen Bohannon's run-ins with the parking attendants in Iowa.
Right.
Any similar experiences, AC?
No, because here's the situation. Roy Marble was the king of parking where he shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
And he had ticket guys that he would give tickets to get the tickets off. So he told us to hustle. So as soon as you get the ticket, you run it over before it can even get put in the system. So you go over there and you say, hey, I got this ticket, such and such. By the way, who needs tickets to the week? And then when the ticket comes back,
best story.
The ticket gets thrown out before it even gets put in. So, for my sophomore year on, I think I got told my freshman year at Quad, I never forget it. And after that, I was late to practice, and Roy and them were giving me a bunch of stuff, and Roy was like, "Man, you don't get told. This is what you do." And he told me the game, and so that's what we did. So Bohannon's got to get the game down, man.
Bo.
You got to work smarter, not harder.
You got your elders out here that can teach you a few tricks.
Right.
Yes, great. It's awesome. That is such a great story.
Oh, he used to park. Roy would park in loading docks, on the sidewalk.
It's like people that take the boot, they take the boot with them and put it on so that they don't get it.
Yeah. And he taught us to put keep your old tickets.
Yeah.
And we put our old tickets on sometimes, and we marked the date. So we had little markers that would go on. They actually changed the tickets because of that, because the tickets were handwritten and they had ink, and so we would just ink the ticket to the day and change the time, and we keep
beat them at their own
over.
game.
Right, but now it's all printed off now. So
of course it is.
That reminds me back in the day in the district. There was this building that was behind the building that had Lollies and Ribco in it, and it was right in the alley behind it, and there was it was a loading dock area, and you could park underneath this covered loading dock area, or if you're really bold, there was a loading dock ramp.
Yeah, that was bold.
I hit that ramp a couple times. Parked right on it.
Just park on the side of it.
Oh, I did that too.
Right.
That was my first choice, but if that was taken, I parked right on that ramp.
Right. Yep. Got to know the parking hustle, man. Got to know the parking hustle.
All right, we're gonna end just a few minutes early here today on Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. But before we do, Bomber, thank you for the support that you've come in here. Anytime that you've had the opportunity, you've always answered the phone call, the text to be in studio.
I love hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, and so best of luck at Mills.
Right.
And like
And
you
the
said,
Hasslers.
let us know anytime when the door's always open, seat's always there for you to come in and be on radio with us. And we appreciate you. And best of luck, everything that's going on there.
Thank you.
Yep. Enjoy the weekend, everybody. Thanks to Adam for calling in. Thanks to Easer A's for calling in as well. The conversation's always fun when we have
Gonna miss you, Leah.
we have phone
miss
calls
you
as
guys.
well. So we will see you guys later. Have a warm, safe, and sanitized weekend, Quad Cities. We will see you guys soon.
Peace.
See out.
It's tough out there.
This is Adam Hassel from Hawkeye Headquarters, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
Come on into Tyson's, more for you.
Now that the snow is here, protect yourself and your loved ones with a brand new set of tires from Tyson's. Check with the tire specialists at Tyson's who can help you choose the perfect set of tires for your vehicle. From great brands like Cooper, Nexen, Continental, General, and more. Shop today and save while taking on old man winter this season. Tyson's, home, farm, auto.
Come on into Tyson's, more for you.
I love getting fit and healthy at the YMCA. For a limited time, join us at the Y and get half off your joining fee. That's half off of the best value in fitness and feeling great. And it includes a ton of safety enhancements, unlimited virtual and in-person group exercise classes for all abilities, even your own coach to help you get started and create your own personal plan. Hurry, the YMCA half-off promotion ends on President's Day. Visit your YMCA today, online or in person, and we'll see you soon.
Sports bettors, are you ready? You can now experience Iowa's premium sportsbook from the comfort of your own home. Download the PointsBet app now and use code Iowa2K to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. When you bet with PointsBet, you get faster bets, faster withdrawals, and faster rewards at your fingertips. All on an easy-to-use app rated #1 on Trustpilot. See for yourself why bettors are calling PointsBet innovative, lightning quick, and the reason they've ditched the other books. Plus, PointsBet's Refer a Friend program is now easier than ever. Refer a friend to PointsBet and you both get $100 in free bets. Share with your friends the faster, easier way to bet. Download the app now to experience Iowa's premium sportsbook for yourself. And don't forget to sign up with code Iowa2K to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. What do you have to lose? So, are you ready? Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. Mornings on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
This is Coach A.C. Earl. Don't hassle us. We're local.
Download our app today to get breaking news sent right to your phone. Never miss a thing.
Night to lead the Golden Gophers over number 24 Purdue. The John R. Wooden Award, presented by Wendy's.
Greenie, and we'll see you Monday as it'll be President's Day. We will have a special President's-themed green list, and we will talk to one of the all-time greats, the Dr. Julius Irving, among my guests. Monday, Greenie, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN Plus.
This week at Macy's, use your coupon or Macy's card and get an extra 20% off just in time for Valentine's Day. Save on top of already great deals, like 35 to 55% off dazzling diamonds, gemstones, and more. And sleek handbags and wallets from Kipling, Nine West, Inc., and more top designers. Now 25% off. Plus, Star Money bonus days are going on now. Learn more at Macys.com/Star Money. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Chrissy is refinancing her home, so she shopped around for the lowest rate and found it at Amerisave.com, setting her up for a lifetime of savings. It's one decision she'll never regret, unlike wearing tap shoes to a surprise party.
Sorry, guys. Just trying to find the perfect hiding place.
Pretty regrettable, Chrissy. Unlike finding that low mortgage rate at Amerisave.com that's got you on your way to a lifetime of savings. Amerisave's rates won't be this low forever, so go to Amerisave.com now. Lower mortgage rates mean higher savings. Call 866-5146 or visit Amerisave.com/licensing for cost information, terms, and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all states except New York. NMLS number 1168.
It's time to rock.